Okay, let's get started.
Just raise your glasses high. This one's sweet.
Turtle time.
Well, the Four Seasons is in the news again, and it's not because of the little baby that likes to go there. No, it's because Rihanna was seen leaving the Four Seasons yesterday, and her bodyguard didn't hold the doors open for her, and they both slammed into her, causing her to get stuck between them. It looks like that bodyguard will need to find new work pretty soon. Amy, what were your first thoughts when you saw this video?
I didn't see it. It didn't cross my desk.
Really? Oh my
No.
gosh. Wow. Well, thank God we have Turtle Time to talk about this kind of shit. Oh, it's huge news. 2 or 3 days ago, this was big. Rihanna was leaving the Four Seasons, just like I said, and the
Where?
bodyguard in New York, I think. Did you
Okay.
ask where? Yeah,
Yeah.
in New York, one of the best Four Seasons locations, I think. And
Where Bethany got married.
yeah. Oh my God, I didn't even put I didn't even make that connection. Yeah, and then the doors one by one they slammed into her, and she goes, "Oh, what a rude gentleman you are." And so I said, that's why I said he might need to find new work, to the tune of that. I think that was one of her songs, but it was kind of a huge deal 3 days ago.
What's she even doing anymore?
Okay, great question.
I heard
She-
Fenty's in the dumps.
Really? You heard Fenty's in the dumps?
Yeah. I mean,
Well-
she's fine. She's made her pennies, but I heard it's really, compared to where it was, it's like on the steep decline.
Damn, I haven't heard Fenty's in the dumps. Well, so I only know Rihanna as like primarily a musical artist, and I loved her. She created some of the best albums I've ever heard in my life. Anti was her last album. That was like I think it was like 10 years ago or something. I think what happened to her was sort of like the expectations started to get too high for what her next release was going to be, and then she sort of was more satisfied with just building the empire of Fenty and other stuff and let music go by the wayside a bit. But as a fan of Rihanna, I wish that, she would put out an album. But at a certain point, I feel like it gets really hard to release new music if you haven't released it in a long time because of the pressure that's on it. So I think that's what's going on.
Yeah. She's just never going to do it again.
I think she will. What you need to do is like what A$AP Rocky just did. It had been 8 years since his last release. You got to just put a toe in the water and release something that doesn't have the full like weight of expectations on it. Like he put a full album out, but I'm just saying like you got to just throw the album out and then like start releasing music again, and don't expect that the next album you're going to put out has to be a masterpiece. It's just hard to get back in the habit of releasing music at a certain point. That's what happened with Dr. Dre, if you remember. He couldn't release what the hell was his album called? Detox. It's this long rumored album, and there was just too much high expectations for it that he couldn't.
He was
put it
hoping
out.
we didn't forget about Dre.
Exactly right. But this is good. People have been talking about this news about the bodyguard stuff, but I know that Rihanna is going to be able to come back from this, and she's kind of giving a little bump because A$AP Rocky obviously is, they're in a relationship together, and he's kind of made some fun allusions to their love and marriage on his new album. So,
They
their
seem
household.
like a good match.
Yeah, they're they're wonderful. So I don't really care. I don't really care. I feel bad for this bodyguard because he blew it completely. Once you watch the footage, you're gonna kind of be shocked. But
A$AP was great in that Rose Byrne movie.
Really?
If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. He was charming.
oh my God, I haven't seen that. Oh my God, I would love to watch it. Yeah, I listened to his album, and he is, him and Drake unfortunately have a little bit of a rift going on, so it was hard for me.
It's rough out there for you. He's
so it
really
was-
backed into a corner.
It's really, really, hard to sort of embrace him fully. But I have to admit, if I don't have that Drake lens on it, he put out a great album. I'm proud. I'm proud of him. There's some fun stuff on there. So.
I was wondering, I thought that maybe you were going to bring up the Beckhams of it all, which some people think that is why Kyle and Amanda released their divorce news, because everyone was so hot off of that Brooklyn Beckham IG story.
Oh, you're right. I forgot to allude to. that. Tell me again. What was the Brooklyn Beckham news?
Didn't cross your desk?
No, I don't. To be honest, I don't know who Brooklyn Beckham is. Besides,
Really?
I think them being it's the son of David and Victoria Beckham. What's
Yeah.
going on with him?
He posted, I believe yesterday, Instagram stories bashing his family,
Oh.
because they've been feuding for, I don't know, like years at this point, I think. And he got married, and it seems like his wife hates his mom, and his mom hates his wife,
No.
and that he said that his mom ruined their wedding, that Mark Anthony, I had heard this before, which I think that him and his wife just leaked it, but then he actually posted this week something like Mark Anthony was like, and now time for Brooklyn to dance with the most beautiful woman in the world, and then his wife
came
started
out?
to sit up, and then his mom came out.
No way.
And they said that she danced with him inappropriately.
No. Oh my God. So it's one of those situations where the mom
Boy
loves her son
moms.
too much. And now to dance with the most beautiful creature on earth, and his mom, Victoria Beckham, ran up and started dancing with him for a long time inappropriately.
That's what he said.
Whoa. Oh my God. This is huge news for people who have been following this. Wow. So how did Beckham, Brooklyn, how did he release this news? His Instagram stories alluded to it or specifically stated?
It's like 5 pages of text on Instagram stories.
So whose side are you on if we have to choose sides?
It was so long I couldn't read it.
Oh, okay.
So I should probably read the IG stories before I form an opinion. But obviously I have more deference to the Beckham parents. Like,
Yeah.
that's my people.
Right.
I also know that Nicola Peltz's family are like evil billionaires who I remember about the said wedding, they sued the wedding planners and like destroyed their lives over something very trivial. So I don't think they're good people either. So it's weird to me when I see posts where like Nicola is with her family and Brooklyn's with them, and the comments are like, wow, like he stood up for his wife. How wonderful. Like, so glad he found a new family. And I'm like, they're bad.
Wow. They sued the okay. All right. Well, I'll be honest. I was negligent in this news section of our podcast because I didn't know any of this stuff, but I'm going to look into this. I want to know what Nicola's parents sued the wedding planner for. That's huge. I want to hear more about this wedding. You're right. He said, I will not take this silence any longer. I've been silent for years. My mom walked up during my wedding and started dancing with me. So I'm reading this right now. This is really wild. Wow. Okay. Well, should we dig in maybe and have it ready for Friday's episode? Dig in more.
Maybe there will be further developments by then. But yeah, multiple people have said, both in my like friend group and in our comments when we did the Kyle and Amanda post, that they were like, once those dropped, maybe the PR team was like, go, go, go. This is the big story of the day.
That's awesome. Like they were waiting in the wings, being like, this is a huge story. Kyle and Amanda went on, that I felt like that bubbled up just as big as possible, despite the slow news day or whatever. But yeah, it does say, like what you said, Beckham said his mom danced inappropriately, and then he said he's never been more humiliated or uncomfortable in his life after that dance in front of everyone.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't feel, maybe comment, you guys, if I'm just willfully ignorant on the plight of these children, but I have a feeling that they're stinkers.
Wow. All right. That's huge. And I think that, I don't even know if we need to pick it back up on Friday. I think that's I think we tied it up in a bow. That's the end of that news story. That's so cool. I learned a lot about the Beckham family, and that's huge. Well, since you alluded to Kyle and Amanda, or you said it out loud about their relationship, do you want to say what the news stories that sort of bubbled up since they split? Because we released a full news update 2 days ago, a timely news update, but there were a couple little, blips that came up after. Did you want to discuss any of those?
Sure. I feel like some of it is just looking at things that have already happened, or thinking about what this could mean. One of them was like, I've seen this, a lot of people saying, does this mean that Hannah and Amanda can be friends now because Kyle was maybe the reason that they weren't? Although I feel like she would have been friends with her if she wanted to be.
Yeah, right.
But Paige apparently liked the post. Like, she wishes for that as well.
Yeah, it was sweet. I think that was a Queens of Bravo exclusive where they were able to look at the comments that came, or the likes that came in. And yeah, Paige liked that, meaning that I take likes as expressing that sentiment. And so maybe there's a world in which, yeah, I agree with you, though. I didn't really think that Kyle was like sulking and screaming anytime Hannah's name was brought up, and that he was like, if you ever during our relationship get back with Hannah, that's too much for me. You know, I think that Amanda and Hannah probably have their own stuff that they have to deal with to become friends again. But maybe, you know, but this is a huge deal on the road to that, Kyle not being in the picture anymore. So I saw that was huge. And then I thought this was weird. So I talked about this when we did our news update about how Kyle and Amanda lied through their teeth during this time of 4 months. And you and I at BravoCon, we sort of got that exclusive. Not an exclusive, but people were hearing rumblings that Kyle and Amanda were officially separated. The only thing that gave me pause and made me believe that maybe I couldn't believe my ears of what these sources were saying was that Kyle and Amanda, I didn't think that they'd be the people that would kind of purposefully try to create fodder that makes us think that they're still in a relationship. And I looked at it again, sort of what they were doing. And I watched Amanda's cardboard house video again. And she goes, let's lay these rumors to rest for once now. I live in this cardboard house because me and Kyle are separated, and please respect our privacy during this time. And it was like supposed to be a joke. And I was like, why would they actively sort of lie during this time to us if it was true? That seems really weird. And then another instance was Kyle just 3 days ago on Amanda's 2016 post. He goes, I guess I wasn't available in your camera, haha, with crying laughing emoji. And I was like, that is so odd to me that it
was like the 2016 roundup, and he goes, was I ever in your camera roll or something?
Yeah, he goes, I guess I wasn't available to be in your camera roll.
I mean, that still works.
Yeah, but the crying, laughing emojis, like, you're actually crying. And this is sad and
Maybe
horrible.
He's not anymore.
I think it was the last little fake bait to give us to make us think that this is normal. Like, he was what's a nice way of saying lying? He was lying to the fan base by making us think that why is there a reason? There has to be a reason why Kyle isn't in any of Amanda's 2016 photos, and he tried to put a cute comment up there to try to assuage us of any of our qualms about that, and it wasn't true.
I did notice there's one. I mean, he posted some with her. She's in his roundup, and there was one that I personally shared because it was the Vanderpump Summer House crossover, but Amanda is half cropped.
Oh, that's wild. Look at you. Go to YouTube. I didn't even see that. Yeah, there were so many signs, and it really all makes sense if you look back, like, you know, Sherlock Holmes for clues for over the last 4 months. But I don't know why I sort of expected Amanda at least to give me the straight dope and be like, yeah, obviously, you know my Instagram persona, and if I'm not showing Kyle for 4 months, there's something wrong. But they kind of gave me enough breadcrumbs to be like, hey, maybe I'm wrong. But now, in light of everything, we know that they were kind of fooling us for a little while. They wanted to keep it under wraps until they were able to release it on the day of Brooklyn Beckham's huge statement.
Right. We also saw that, I think, Page 6 resurfaced something from mid last year of Amanda saying, we were wondering about this on our last episode, where she said to all the girls out there, you should get a prenup, take that from someone who didn't get one. And I know, I'm sure I had a very bold opinion about that at the time, because I get so pissed off when people don't get prenups, because it's like, I don't know why you think you're the exception to needing one.
Yeah. She said she had only read about or heard about them in sitcoms like Friends and How I Met Your Mother and stuff, where they're sort of given this, like, they're indicative of a fraught relationship that is going to explode at some point, and she didn't want to be the person that admits. It was kind of like, it was like Brittany and Jax had the same thing where they're like, you don't get a prenup unless you think the marriage is not going to work at a certain point, and we know this marriage is going to stand the test of time. And that was, I got to be honest, they flopped like a fish on their marriage too.
Yeah, pretty much every single person that's ever been married on camera on Bravo is not going a good way. But yeah, I remember Amanda thinking it was disrespectful, or she just didn't even want to have the conversation at all. And he kept trying to bring it up. And I'm curious how it's going to shake out. We talked about this the other day, but I'm like, with Loverboy and stuff, it's kind of complicated. I assume if she has any stake, which I assume that she does, because well, I don't know if she does, but via marriage she does.
Yeah, of course. I don't know what the hell. This could be the divorce of the century. Are they going to get divorced?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, it's like they didn't say, are we going to hear this? We're going to get, like it's going to be revealed, like we're going to get all the steps of a traditional divorce, I assume, right? Because they just said separated, but we know they're legally married. So there's going to be like divorce proceedings and stuff, like high level shit that's going to come out, I guess.
Yeah.
I assume after
because of the Valley and Vanderpump, we're all divorce experts. We know how long it takes.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm a huge divorce expert. Absolutely. So anyway, well, that was it, and we'll get more. I'm sure more will come out. I'm sure the season of Summer House is going to tackle this in the way that they know best, which is show Kyle and Amanda fighting their asses off later in the season in black and white, and be like, and then 3 months earlier, they're going to show us the road to how bad things were getting between Kyle and Amanda. So we're going to see that very soon, and I'm sure more stuff will come out. But I got to say, a lot of the cast members on Summer House are being extremely respectful and respecting the privacy of Kyle and Amanda during this time. I haven't seen anything being like, I've been crying for days, here are my thoughts, or people on the podcast circuit. Everyone is actually giving them this time. It's been a media blackout, to be honest. It's just up to us to talk about random shit about it.
It's going to get harder once the show premieres in 2 weeks and they're all doing interviews. They're going to get asked about it up the wazoo.
Yeah, when we have, we're going to be even trying to get some answers, pretty soon, as is, what we do on Turtle Time, try to get to the bottom of a lot of, big news stories. So then lastly, this is bottom of the heap. No, wait. Oh, I'm sorry. No, I have a big one. This news story is not bottom of the heap, but it's old as dirt. This news story is about Lisa Barlow and this pathetic attempt to try to make her look bad by this interview in which someone, I forget if it was E! Entertainment Tonight. Did you see who the interviewer was? It was a great interview. It was a wonderful interview. Because Matt and Ben Affleck are on the press run of the century.
The rip.
They're going for the rip. I mean, this is like, we are, you haven't watched the rip yet, right?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, it's huge, and it's doing a lot of different, like Netflix says the stats on this one are completely different and bigger than
a billion seconds viewed.
Yeah. They said it's one of the most seconds that they've ever seen for the month of this kind of cycle of the year, which I think is a huge deal. But this interviewer, which is great, this is what Turtle Time would do if we were interviewing. They go, guess what? There's this cast member, Lisa Barlow, that says she knows you and you're thick as thieves and you've been best friends for years. Do you know who this is? And Ben Affleck, the most respectful answer I've ever seen in my life. He goes, I'm sorry, I meet a lot of people. I don't want to do this. Please don't ask me questions like this. It makes me ashamed and embarrassed. I meet so many people. And then Matt Damon was trying to be like, hey, when were you in Salt Lake City last? And Ben Affleck was just like gracious and sweet, but he's like, I'm sorry, I do not remember this person, and I really don't want to be involved in this, if you don't mind.
Yeah, he was like, I don't want to get her in trouble.
Yeah, and then I saw then it was clipped, and people are laughing their asses off, being like, Lisa Barlow looks like shit. He didn't recognize her. And then even Angie K started getting in on the misery and said, can you believe how stupid Lisa Barlow looks? This is pure shit. He didn't know her, but he even recognized my dog, Celia. And then I said, and I didn't see the clip, and I was like, did he reference and say I knew that poodle that Angie K has? And then I watched the entire thing, and he doesn't reference Angie K's dog at all. It was like a completely fake line that Angie K threw in there to be like, to further shade Lisa Barlow and make it worse, like he recognized her kind of fun-looking poodle, but didn't know Lisa Barlow.
Yeah, I saw Lisa Barlow did post something like it was South by Southwest. And she again had videos of Blake Lively on stage. And I didn't see any evidence of Ben. I think it was for The Accountant 2.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, which and yeah, it was an experiential activation for The Accountant 2 at South by Southwest. So some of the facts that the interviewer was providing were kind of like wrong. It was like I think she saw you in Salt Lake City. But this was I just wanted to talk about this because this was the biggest news story of the last week. I mean, this is on the top of every single newspaper and like major outlet for a long time. And I didn't really think it made Lisa Barlow look bad in any way. It wasn't the gotcha interview bite that I thought made Lisa look bad. Did you think she looked bad?
No, I mean, I think she greatly exaggerated. She wanted to name drop regardless of how much time she actually spent. I don't think she met them at all. I think she worked on an event for their movie.
So you're saying when she said like I'll be with Ben and Blake, it was a little too much to be like,
yeah,
well,
like I was with Lady Gaga when I worked at the SAG Awards and never talked to a single celebrity. Like I was with Gaga.
So you think Lisa Barlow does look bad from this clip?
I mean, I think he didn't say anything new. It would have been insane if he was like, "Oh, I know her, Lisa Barlow. Loved meeting her. That was awesome." But that was never going to happen.
Right. Yeah. All right. Well,
That's like someone asked one time if Gwyneth knew Kelly Ben Simone, and she was like, "No."
Yeah, but I think people need to stop asking major celebrities if they know random Bravo celebrities. Like, remember when Channing Tatum, they did the same thing?
Right.
He goes, "I don't know." He goes, "I'm sorry." He goes, "I don't know. I don't think so, but maybe." And it's like, okay, yeah, he doesn't remember Jax, but Jax obviously.
That's a celebrity interviewing, tough job. That's a guaranteed viral clip, so I understand why they do it.
All right. Well, I don't fault them. I mean, I would try to ask this exact same question. I think it could have been a wonderful moment if he was like, "Yes, I love Lisa Barlow," or "No, I hate her guts. She's been horrible to me." But I just thought that it wasn't. I guess I'm more mad at Angie K. Not mad, but I just thought that it was to sort of like eat off that for a little while and make it worse. I thought was kind of shameful and disrespectful.
I think that guy that posts all of the Bethany TikTok updates is now also feuding with Lisa Barlow because she denies being from Schenectady, New York, but he says that she is.
Whoa, holy shit. Really?
Yeah, check it out.
He says he knows where she's from and she says, "I'm not from there."
Yeah, he's posted a lot of evidence.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I didn't see that. All right. I was trying to make Lisa look good, but I can't.
I know you really try.
I can't defend her. I can't defend her against not saying where she's actually from. That's really interesting. Okay. Well, good. I'm glad we kind of talked about that. That news story. And lastly, you're going to love this. Venus Brinkley of the new iteration of Vanderpump Rules was being a little bit of a stinker on the press circuit on reality T. And he said, "I hate Scheana Shay the most of anyone." He said she's disrespectful and mean and rude. And whenever she comes in, she treats them all like shit. And he goes, "Now that I'm on a show, I won't remember the people that that were rude to me." And he's kind of, it's knives out for Scheana Shay, which I thought was kind of interesting, to like go for it in that.
Yeah.
To start a feud,
right.
Potentially starting a feud, I think, with Scheana.
Scheana catching more strays.
I think that, it kind of, to defend Scheana, it kind of was like, I feel like it's low-hanging fruit. He goes, "Scheana Shay is the embodiment of a pick-me girl. We all remember Where's Scheana?" And it just felt like that was the easiest target for him because he knew that either she will respond to him because she would like to, but also like he just knows that the internet kind of feels that way about Scheana. So I felt like it was just so clearly like clickbait to just go for an easy target like that. So I thought what Venus did was shameful.
I do believe him that she comes into SUR thinking she's hot shit in there.
Why wouldn't she though?
But not to treat the people that still work there bad.
But what if it's like, all right, yeah, you're right. I won't defend. You're right. Okay. All right. I thought that Venus was, I thought, I love Venus more than anyone, but I just thought it was trying to make a moment out of nothing. And I really would have to, I'd have to really see Scheana treating everyone, the new servers, disrespectfully to believe that. I think that when she's in SUR, it's all eyes on her, and she's almost in work mode. And like, how deferential is she going to be to the new servers? And how often does she go at this era of her life? How many times has she met Venus Brinkley? It's like the difference of levels of celebrity, and no offense to Venus Brinkley because he's on the show now, but I'm just saying, like, at a certain point, you care more about the interaction than the person does at that level. It's like that Mad Men shit that we've been saying. Remember when Allen Ginsberg, before he twisted his nipple off, he said, Don, you're a bad guy. You were horrible. How do you sleep at night? And he goes, I don't think about you ever. It's like all these interactions are basically that we're talking about today.
Yeah. One-sided.
One-sided. All right. Well, news concludes. News concludes now. It's over. Let's talk quickly. Let's talk very quickly so that we're up to the current era of Real Housewives of Potomac. I think we should talk about this episode that was kind of wonderful. Didn't you think?
I did enjoy it.
Yeah, it was called gosh, I forget. I think it was about the Rocky Road to Sisterhood.
That's right.
Right? Because of the Rocky Mountains in Colorado. This episode of Potomac is continuing on Angel's kind of flop trip to Colorado and then to Aspen. And this had a lot of fun moments, like going to Kemo Sabe, going in a private jet, Mauricio introducing himself to most of the cast members and having a fun time of Ashley Darby trying to flirt with him. And it has one of the most contentious kind of feuds between the entire cast and Angel for how shitty that Airbnb was that they had to go to with no water. So there was a lot of stuff really to parse and think about on this episode of Potomac. I really liked it. Yeah,
Angel is doomed. They're all so pissed off, particularly Giselle. She just is in a rage about the accommodations, will not accept her apology. They literally, when they're on the PJ that she paid for $8,000 an hour, she tries to apologize, and they're all just like, fuck no, we haven't heard jack shit from you. You didn't call to see if we were okay. It's so fucked up. Giselle's like, you had us in the projects. Angel's like, I thought, it does sound like she did her due diligence on the back end, but maybe wasn't communicating that to the group. She said that while they were all at her house, she had an electrician come out, and the homeowners had they told her they'd fixed the water pressure, so she thought it was taken care of by the time they went back, which obviously it wasn't. And so then Giselle just commandeers the whole thing. She goes, I've called my people at the Four Seasons, and that's where we will go, even though Angel just said that she had made new accommodations. But she was like, I like that Giselle acts like she has some inside track at the Four Seasons, not just calling the front desk and booking the most expensive room, but it was really just her, taking over, the trip to try to show Angel up with what she could do. But yeah, she did make more of it. Four Seasons. Again, it's really, really prominent. The Aspen Four Seasons has to be, for the suite, that's got to be like an ungodly nightly price. Oh, I couldn't even imagine. I would love to stay there sometime in my life. Sure. It'd be awesome. What was interesting to me is that once Angel apologizes and Giselle says, too late, we couldn't wash our ass, let alone our face. Everyone gets in on it. Stacy, Wendy, Ashley, everyone is absolutely pissed. It was like a full revolt on the private jet against Angel. No one was giving her the benefit of the doubt there. They really, really were pissed off. I was mostly surprised by Stacy's reaction. She was like, it was boiling 90 degrees in there. Monique's face was double the size. Monique, you looked crazy. It was really funny how,
I felt so bad for Angel, and I
Yeah.
feel bad as the episode goes on more and more. But it was sort of funny to see everyone united again at just the horror of living in this shitty house. Even though, unfortunately, Angel is the worst recipient or the saddest recipient of this because she's trying her best. It's so sad. I mean, I'll just step on it, but like, at a certain point when they go to the lunch at this beautiful whiskey bar, she's showing them a great Aspen time. I mean, she pulled out all the stops at Kimosabi, but eventually they relitigated at the table for no reason once they've sort of subsided. And Wendy's like, "Can you just admit you like Kay and Tia more than all of us? You don't fuck with us. Just admit it." And then at a certain point, Angel's like, "You don't know me, and I say things and you think they're all lies, but I'm just not going to speak anymore." And then at a certain point, everyone leaves, and it's like a fourth wall break. She just cries, and it's not even supposed to be on camera. I feel like it's just sad because she's done even trying to like speak up for herself or stand up or have a moment. She's just beaten down crying. And Ashley Darby goes, "Summon your last bit of energy and just give it all you have." And Monique's like, "You have power on this trip." They're like giving her a full like speech, motivational speech, not as enemies anymore, as like, this is what you need to do as a cast member. Yeah, it was.
Monique is like, "You are in the power seat as the host of this trip. You have the control. You must use it to your advantage. This is your only chance."
Yeah, and it kind of, strategically, some of it works. The fact that she's bonded Kay and Tia to her, and she even has Jazzy vying, to have been in that coveted spot, that ended up being strategically a good move because now Tia is like standing up for Angel almost in every instance, and Kay too. And then there's a little bit of a feud at that Shanahan's whiskey when Jazzy says to Tia, she goes, "You weren't even supposed to be in Angel's coveted house. I'm the better friend. I don't know why the hell she chose you. She chose you by default." And Tia's like, "If she wanted to choose you, you would have been one of the two. What the hell are you talking about?"
Right. She's very offended.
Yeah.
Angel also throws us I'm an empath. So that's why she's so sensitive to all of this.
Yep.
You love to see it. They walk over to Kimosabe. Stacey always zigging when we're zagging. Everyone's like, "This place is so cool. It has taxidermy on the wall, obviously a lot of leather." And she's like, "It smells like death. I like to focus on the living, not the dead." And they remind us that she did that dog event, which is supposed to be evidence of her being a major animal lover. But it was kind of giving Smells Like Hospital.
Oh, totally. It was like, do you remember when Jim Carrey goes into that room with a bunch of heads in Ace Ventura Pet Detective 2? When nature calls, he goes in and he sees he loves animals more than anyone. I mean, you can say what you will about Ace Ventura as the character. He's really annoying for sure, but he loves animals, and he goes in there and he sees a bunch of dead pigs and animals stuffed up on the wall. And he has this kind of cartoonish, I'll just say it, screaming at the top of his lungs when he sees these dead animals. And it was really similar to Stacey coming in here. She smells death and leather and she doesn't like it. But what I liked about this Kimosabe scene is that it kind of had the shopping energy of Beverly Hills that you were talking about last week, where they're sort of just bowled over by this cool stuff and they like that the Kardashians go there. And then I think that subconsciously, Giselle, not even subconsciously, I think Giselle knows that she went too hard and she saw Angel crying in her periphery. And so now she gives little moments of deference to Angel at Kimosabe and is actually kind of sweet to her. So they get to bond in a way at Kimosabe over the cool, like, turquoise shit and bolo ties and stuff. It's a moment of reprieve for Angel.
Yeah, for some reason, I don't know how this peer pressure circle began, but they had to list what they bought and how much it cost. Like it was a competition. Ashley bought a $4,000 belt that had like turquoise and silver. Kay, for some reason, I think just because her shoes were uncomfortable, she bought $1,300 sneakers, which I was like, that's what you bought in this store? It wasn't leather goods or like stones or silver. It was leather sneakers that look like they're from Nordstrom Rack.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell is that? Giselle got diamond heart earrings for her new piercing. Wendy got something for her daughter. Jazzy got a custom hat, which I feel like is the thing that you got to get at Kimosabe. And then Angel bought her husband a knife and a bracelet, $2,600. Stacey goes, "Well, I'm not rich, so I didn't buy shit." And I was like, love that. And then Monique similarly is like, "I'm the prize. Like, I brought myself."
Yeah. There was a lot. It was odd for them to stand in a circle and go into the circle and show off what they bought. It felt like they wanted to show the scene where we normally would just get the little subheader of like how much it costs. Like they were just giving us 5 minutes of
verbally.
But I did like knowing, like, it's like, hey, I liked seeing what they did. And Stacey's ended up leading to a pretty funny moment where she goes, I know how to stay rich. I don't spend my money on frivolous shit. She's like, oh, and I go to a place, I buy a souvenir. And then they show this really funny clip where she was given $20 by someone to bet money last season. She goes, I just pocketed that $20. Like she's just saving money and accruing money while all of them are spending it. I thought that was kind of fun. It was an endearing moment to see them have, a rallying cry over these items.
They were acting like it was like Kemosabe needs their support, or that it was a charity thing where they're like, I bought this, like as if it was an auction where they're like, I bought this. And it's like, it's a ripoff store for rich people. Like they don't need your money.
Oh, really? Oh, I didn't know. Is that what Kemosabe is like?
The hats are like over $1,000, and then they sell all these like overpriced little charms. It's like everything in Aspen is catering to the rich and ripping them off.
Wow. Oh, okay. All right. I thought we liked Kemosabe.
I mean, it's iconic from Beverly Hills, but it's like, I wouldn't spend a dime in there.
Well, you know what I would do? I would say, I'd go in there and I'd say, are you still passing around those margaritas that I saw on Potomac? And then get one of those and then say, where is your keychain section? And hope that they're under $50. Then I'm having the best Kemosabe day of my life.
Right. Did you notice they had, when they go up to the bar, they still have the Kathy Hilton tequila tag on the bottle?
I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
But I wish I had. I really wish I had. I was wondering what Kemosabe meant. And it was the famous term of address for Tonto, Lone Ranger's sidekick in the show Lone Ranger. Did you know that?
Yeah. Remember that horrible, when Armie Hammer was still trying to happen, he did that movie with Johnny Depp?
Of course. Oh, of course. I'll never forget. Oh, yeah. Armie Hammer. I was, you should have seen me back in the day. I had all of my stock in him. I go, buy more Armie Hammer. After Social Network, I was like, he plays 2 roles in that. Both Winklevosses.
Not one, but 2.
He plays 2. And I felt so, not to get me started, but I felt so bad for that other the actor who goes, you can still see my physicality in the role, even though he was CGI'd with Armie Hammer's head on him. Do you remember that?
Sure, Jan.
Yeah, I definitely saw the physicality. I didn't think it was just, what's his name, twice. Anyway, well, Armie Hammer, though, we know what happened.
Didn't go well for him. Okay, so then they go up to the roof to the VVIP. And guess who's up there? Guess who joins?
Oh, this had me screaming. I almost had to turn off my TV for a second just so I could keep screaming.
The king of Kemosabe.
Yes. He goes, what the hell are you doing at my Kemosabe? And they go, Mauricio.
Of all the Kemosabes in the world.
And all the Kemosabes in the world, you had to come to the VIP bar at my Kemosabe. And they go, Mauricio! They're screaming and having the time of their life. And he goes, he's just kind of like holding court. He like goes one by one, shaking hands.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
The whole thing takes a turn, and it turns out everyone wants to fuck him.
Yeah.
Like, it's insane. I'm like, what is his swagger in real life? Because Giselle, she is loyal to the housewife sisterhood and says she would never, but if it weren't for Kyle, she would spend time with him horizontally. Ashley, meanwhile, is like, I was just with Kyle, but fuck her. There's been enough time. I'll fuck Mauricio. I was like, no, you can't.
That's what I said. I said, could you imagine what the world would be like? We wouldn't even be talking about Kyle and Amanda very long if Mauricio and Ashley Darby had just made love on this Kemosabe trip. That would be big news. But yeah, they're kind of playing with the bounds of flirtation with Mauricio. And then Stacey has no deference for Kyle Richards. Kyle's going to be a little pissed, even though Stacey doesn't know her probably very well. But she wants to be the wing woman for Ashley Darby and does her best, endears herself to Ashley Darby. Ashley goes, who the hell is this Stacey? Because Stacey gets Mauricio alone in this little Kemosabe shed. Did you see that?
Stairwell.
There's like a stairwell, and they're talking to Mauricio, and there's this little moon-shaped hole, and Giselle is just watching them as they talk. And Giselle fully pulls Mauricio out of there and says, hey, these 2 women are hot messes. You need to get the hell out of here, Mauricio.
Yeah. Ashley's like, don't call me a hot mess in front of him. And then, but she does tip her hat to Stacey and she goes, hey, when it's not Mauricio, I would like to do this with you again because you're a great wing woman, which I was like, okay, win for Stacey for once. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And then it sort of ends with Giselle again going, all right, so we got the executive suite at the hotel. Is everyone coming? As in like the entire group. They're like, we don't have our stuff. She's like, go get your stuff and meet us. And then we're going to do dinner there and we're going to do brunch there tomorrow. And Angel's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. We're supposed to do the fly fishing. We're doing my, what's it called? Wanderland. She's trying to do with the in-episode promo for her business. And Giselle's just like, nope, we're getting brunch at the Four Seasons, baby.
Totally. Yes. Yeah. No, that's what made it even more emphatically anti-Angel is the fact that tomorrow was going to show off her company.
Right.
Wanderlust. So she gets even more pissed than she would that Giselle has now taken over her trip. Giselle's like, and then Giselle creates the line in the sand. Said, "Who's with me? Let's let the cast members vote on which trip they want to do." And so that's where it ends the episode.
Right.
With that.
Yeah. Which again, I feel so bad for her. Like that's kind of fucked up. That's a low blow knowing what it means to get the opportunity to host. And Giselle just cut it off at the knees and was like, fuck you.
Yeah. No, it really was a sign of Giselle's power.
She alpha dogged her.
Totally. And so, we ripped through it, but this was a pretty great episode of Potomac. It was really fun. Those silly moments at Kimosabi, a heart-wrenching moment where Angel cries because she's been bullied for days and it's all going badly for her. I mean, they've had their sights set on Angel since Catfish Gate 4 episodes or 5 episodes ago, and Stacey has completely gotten out of the spotlight of ire from the cast members, and now it's all on Angel for days on end. And she ended up just doing something that pissed them off. And I don't even fully know if she's to blame for that Airbnb. That might have been a complete production mishap, but Giselle and everyone are staying in the moment enough to take advantage of it and pin it on Angel.
Right. Yeah, I feel like there's no coming back from this. It's just like a bummer. Kind of hard to watch, but entertaining nonetheless.
I'll say. Well, that's it for Potomac. The Rocky Road to Sisterhood. We'll keep up because we're getting to the final episodes of that. How do you feel about breezing on over to Vanderpump Rules?
Yes,
this week?
Let's do it. I think they filmed the reunion this week. They all were just quite scantily. They filmed it at Sir, like old times.
Oh, I saw that. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Yeah, we should have talked about that. And afterwards, TMZ was outside, and they got an exclusive report from Lisa Vanderpump. They said, how was the reunion? And she said, naughty, 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 sexy. And there were tears and there were laughs. So I was like, holy shit, you just painted the ultimate picture. I couldn't believe that it was sexy. And then I think Andy said it was sexy as well.
Yeah, I saw the headline. It was like, Lisa says new reunion was sexy. I was like, I'm sure she did.
Yeah, that sounds like, she said that word before. On this episode, we'll kind of maybe, we won't go so in on it, but it was a kind of a fun episode. If you like these cast members and you're starting to familiarize yourselves with them, there were some interesting moments on this episode. The big event of this, well, there's two events. It's the Sir's 20th anniversary, the anniversary of when Lisa first walked into the doors of Sir. Right. And a Paso Robles, Paso Robles, Women in Wine event that Lisa is taking all of her staff to. So we got these huge kind of big events that are bookending this episode. And I thought, overall, I thought this was really fun.
Yeah. Title Paso Aggressive.
Oh, and that's it's very clear why that title happened when I just said that city that they go to.
Yeah. It's also revealed that Venus lives in Winnetka, which is like the deepest valley you could possibly do.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting. I've been
It's
to
like,
Winnetka
whoa.
before. I clocked it. It said Winnetka. I was like, what do you expect me to do with that information? I'm going to look at where he lives.
Good starting point to drive up north, though, because you're just going to take that 101, go through Santa Barbara, cruise on up. I was like, all right, that's a good starting point. That is a good call.
It logistically, it made so much sense to me when at first I go, why the fuck are they going to Venus's house? And then when you think about the 101 and its relationship to Winnetka towards the north, I was like, oh, that unlocked it completely. This is a funny scene, not funny, interesting, I guess. Guillermo is going, oh my God, can you believe if these walls could talk? And Lisa goes, yeah, what the things that they would say, we need to dust this place because we're getting ready for a 20th anniversary party. Please take all these liquor bottles off and start dusting. And this was kind of funny that it seems like Guillermo didn't heed Lisa's words, because if you remember correctly, when we went, there was a couple dust bunnies that were hiding behind the liquor bottles at Sir.
Yeah, it was dusty as hell. I noted that I think it was literally the area that he was in on this episode. And I'm like, you did not dust.
No. And then Lisa gives she goes, 20 years. She goes, we were young and hot and now we're old and hot. And she goes, could you believe it when Ken and I were trying to get our visas and we needed to make an investment and we thought the restaurant industry was the perfect place for us. We looked at the Abbey and we didn't invest there. And then we saw this little bar and grill lunch spot called Sir, and we went in the doorways and history was written.
Yeah, I like that there's a discrepancy about later. Natalie's like, wait, I thought that the restaurant opened in 1998. That's the year I was born. Does that mean that I'm 20? And they're like, no, we're celebrating the year Lisa came and graced us with her presence, which is just funny because the Sir anniversary only revolves around Lisa's involvement.
Yeah, it's all about Lisa when she came into their lives. And they also say later, lore-wise, Lisa was talking to a bunch of people and she goes, does anybody here have a restaurant that I can buy? And Guillermo goes, I just so happen to want to sell my restaurant, Sir. It sucks. It's just
We
sandwiches.
need you so bad.
And it's really, really shitty. And it's not going to last. And so that's how Lisa got in there. So that's kind of, I didn't know that. I didn't really realize that little part of it. The Guillermo was willing to sell, and they had that handshake deal. She says,
right. Yeah, he's very grateful to her. Obviously, I mean, I wonder what the fate of Sir would have been without the show. How long it would have lasted. Like even now, it's struggling post, Vanderpump downfall, but they got to have those glory years where they got to make so much money for 10 years because people that never in a million years would have gone there were flying in from all over the world to go.
Yeah, we need a better landmark society in Los Angeles. You know what I mean? Like we can't, Sir needs to be deemed after 28 years or 26 years. At a certain point, you can't demolish it or turn it into anything else. I think after, let's say 25 years, there are certain sacred spots that can never be demolished. And so hopefully Sir makes into that category, despite if it flops like a fish. Kim and Marcus, really quickly, I do find Kim and Marcus to be representative of what the claim was about volatile relationships in this time of life for these cast members. Kim and Marcus, I am wondering what the hell is going on. And it is very real. They do break up and get back together a lot. And we just saw that reaffirming 10-month scene where they loved each other more than life. And then within an episode, they break up over some petty fight that they have. And we saw last week that Marcus treats Kim like shit when he's drunk. So they are kind of going through this, a toxic relationship as the cameras are rolling this season.
Yeah, it's almost hard to keep up with because if you're not really paying attention, you're like, wait, they're not together anymore. By the time we get to, not to jump ahead, but when we get to Paso Robles, they're not sleeping in the same bed. And I was like, I missed that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's in one line. She tells Demi, Marcus and I got in a fight and he broke up with me because he said that I'm ruining his life. And that's all you have to go on, that they are broken up now. After seeming like in a very sweet, like I see Kim's love for Marcus. You don't understand it, but Kim has love for Marcus, and Marcus admits that he's a self-sabotager and that he purposefully tries to poke at their relationship to see what he can get away with, which is an awful, awful quality. And he does admit to Kim, he goes, I don't know why the hell I was jealous about you giving Jason a hug. He goes, I was drunk as hell and I just got jealous and I was being a little bitch. I'm so sorry. And it sucks because he made her cry for a full night at Barney's Beanery. And we've seen relationships like that, but he's so sweet to her in the morning that you can see why Kim's head is spinning like The Exorcist about how the fuck why the fuck this guy's treating her so badly.
Yeah, he said he was buzzing cousin. And then she says she feels bad for him because he's been dealt shitty cards by the universe. His parents died. She feels bad for him. But yeah, it's total chaos between them. So more to come. Meanwhile, Shane and Angelica are going on another date. He goes, oh yeah, she's so hot. She's obviously hitting the gym. She's a quad mommy.
Yeah, I said
it's a thing. It's happening.
Yeah, I said quad mommy, but what is that? Oh. So I'm sorry. I didn't even think about him saying mommy. I was too shocked by what does quad mommy mean? I don't know certain words anymore.
Like her legs are fire. She has like thick thighs.
Oh, quad. I'm sorry. I don't work out so much that I don't know what even quads are.
Squat mommy.
Quad mommy is synonymous with squat mommy. Are quads the back of your legs?
It's like your
sorry to ask.
Thighs.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I quad. The last time I heard quad
quadriceps.
The last time I heard quad. That really shows me that I don't go to the gym or whatever. But I didn't know what quad mommy meant. So he goes, she's a total quad mommy. He goes, she look at her ass, look at her legs, look at her quads. She's the total package. And I guess you could say she might be considered smart. And it's like, ha, Shane, the last thing on his list. And then really quickly, because I do think this was an interesting moment. They get food and Shane goes, what's on the top of your list? Because I am, what is it? A more
ethically non-monogamous.
Yes, ethically non-monogamous. And she goes, well, number 1 is monogamy for me. And he goes, shit, what's 2 and 3? And she goes, intelligent and good credit. And he goes, fuck, what's 4, 5, and 6? I gotta be on this list. And I thought that was really cute. And she goes, do you own a laundry machine and a laundry basket? And he goes, yes. And he goes, good, because hygiene is so important to me. And he goes, I noticed that you don't have any food in your teeth because you embody good hygiene. I'd love to kiss you if I could. And it leads to 2 different kissing sessions between them. What do you think of that?
Yeah. It was fun. He is charming to me. He says that no one in his family is monogamous, but he says ethically so. And I'm like, okay, so in the drug den that he was raised in, they were like, we're not monogamous, but ethically.
Yeah. I mean, it does, ethically non-monogamous just means that you tell everyone that you're sleeping with multiple people. It's like, I guess, I didn't know that was a term, but I knew people engaged in that behavior. Right. But remember, then he wasn't ethically non-monogamous that one time when he lied about his sister coming to the house. So he broke his rule. But Angelica, again, it's a little awkward. No offense, but she does the first time it sucks because he kind of falls over in her lap. Right, and then the second time he goes, let me try again. And she laughs nervously. I think it's either not wanting to kiss on camera or she's not ready to take that step with Shane and make out now. She does push away a little bit. And it ends with him laughing in her lap and her patting his head.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. She's like a giggle guts. I just remembered what she wore to the reunion. I'm like, she is shocking to me. I can't really get a grasp on her vibe, but I'm going to show you what she wore.
Let me see. I'm watching this for the first time. Holy shit. I had no idea. I didn't see this. I wish we would have recapped what they wore. That's wild.
It's let's just say it's like a very pageant-y gown, but her boobs are unbelievably prominent. I'm just like, wow, she's yeah, she keeps surprising me.
Well, okay, so you just opened the floodgates on this one. Who's best dressed and who's worst dressed of those people that you just saw on your phone? Do you have? Were you able to peek enough?
Audrey is also quite scantily clad. I I was kind of surprised. They're not famous enough for when I type in their accounts
Oh, of
for them to
course.
come up.
All
But
right.
oh yeah, wait, look how scantily Audrey's is.
Wow, these are cool. I should have looked this up. Those are pretty cool outfits. I didn't know.
Her caption is Modern Marilyn.
Modern Maryland.
Sure.
Wow. Okay. Well, all right. Well, we'll rank them at some point. Maybe when we watch the reunion, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
Okay. This is funny. Back at Sir, we're gonna breeze through this because a lot of shit happens at this 20th anniversary party. A lot of little flare-ups between the cast members. But I did like when Lisa goes, "It's 20 years. It's time to toot our horns," and then they show the saxophonist tooting a horn,
Yeah.
blowing on the horn. I was like, that is so funny for the editors to have put that in there.
Yes. Also, Jason is getting on Lisa's shit list because he didn't show up for a shift the night before. She's really on one, Lisa. She's trying to assert her dominance. At one point during the staff meeting, Chris sort of giggles about something and she goes, "It's not funny. Do I look like I'm laughing? I've heard you're okay, but not your other half. Where is he? I need to talk to him." I'm like, damn, like...
Yeah, she was trying to be, terse, like, I'm in a staff meeting, but Chris wasn't laughing at her. He just laughed like, haha, I'm going to put my best foot forward on this trip. It's like no one can ever smile or laugh, even if you made a joke in that staff meeting. It didn't really come off well. Like Lisa, had a proper reaction to him. But then she goes, "Where is that cousin now? Because he's horrible. He was so late," Demi told me. And then she goes, "Where?" His shift is starting at 6:30 and he arrives at 6:29. She goes, "Look what the cat dragged in, late as hell." And it's like, he's 1 minute early.
Right. No, she rips him a new one for not coming to a shift. And he goes, "Yeah, I was confused. Like, technologically, I just don't know how to do the system." She's like, "It's not rocket science." And he's like, "Yeah, sorry." And she goes, "Now you're smiling. What are you laughing about?" And he goes, "You're charming."
Yeah. She goes, "You were pre-med, for God's sakes." What do you think? You get an email with your schedule, or you have to look at it when you leave you look at it when you leave and
or
you
he
write
didn't
it
know how
down.
to deny a shift or something. I don't know.
Do you think it's digital? I mean, not that it matters. Do you think it's digital?
It's a good question. It's not the little list on the fridge anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. And then he starts to put on his best. He starts to try to get better at his job after Lisa chastised him. So he goes, "Venus, can you tell me about the menu?" And he goes, "With what?" He's just telling me all what these food items are. And Venus goes, "Well, let's start with the first thing. What appetizer would you recommend?" And he goes, "The cheese balls." And Venus goes, "Cheese balls? Do you mean the goat cheese balls, which are the most famous dish at Sir and in American history?" And it's kind of, he's really playing up those
Yes.
balls goat cheese balls that we love.
That are not that good.
Right.
We also get a Peter cameo. They let him talk. They paid him.
Yep. Oh yeah. What'd you think when you saw him?
He looks bad. Sorry.
Oh my God. And it doesn't seem like he's been there in a while.
Right.
Can we just say it? Lisa goes, "Look what the cat dragged in. I haven't seen." It seems like she was excited to see him. He's not the manager anymore.
Right.
And he goes, "I came here in 2008. And she goes, "I'm pretty sure you had diapers when you came in here. And I'm pretty sure I had to change them." and Ken goes, "Are you getting rid of him, darling?" And she goes, "No, he's like the furniture in here."
I saw him. Remember when when did they announce the new iteration? Because remember I went to Sir Alley to film that video where I put prayer candles out and said RIP Vanderpump Rules.
Yeah.
I saw Peter that day. I also saw Venus that day, but I didn't know who he was yet. But Peter was in the mix until fairly recently. So I don't know if it was once the show actually began, he had to tap out.
Yeah. He also has this reality TV enterprise. Did we ever talk about that? Where it's his own channel on a
Right.
a website, and he gets to be the development person for all these reality television shows. So whenever I see him, he's promoting that. So maybe that's kind of gotten in the way. Maybe he's more of a ceremonial manager.
Right. Yeah. He also does some I saw him promoting some sort of a coin, like a party coin or something. And I was just every time I check in with him, I'm like, I can't keep doing this.
Yeah, you don't want to check in on Peter too much. I'll never forgive him for how disgraceful he acted when Vanderpump Rules was rebooted.
Right.
The appetizers, we didn't really talk about this, but it's duck terrine crostini, crab cakes with lemon juice, and then a bunch of stuff. And and they're tray passing, and there's a kind of a funny moment where Kim and Marcus Marcus is talking to Demi, and she goes, "Do you not know how to put water out? What the hell is wrong with you?" And he goes, "I love you, Demi. Say it back, darling. I say you love me." And Natalie goes, "Oh, you're allowed to say I love you to Demi, but you can't say I love you to me without Kim getting pissed off." And then Marcus immediately tells that to Kim, like, "You should hear what Natalie said." He's like a total rat. Goes right
totally
to Kim.
narcs her out.
Narcs her out completely. And then Kim goes, "Oh, well, she's pathetic for bringing that up again. I'm going to go tell her." And it kind of felt real, to be honest. It didn't feel like, let's utilize this strategically and make a scene. It felt like Kim was seeing red and ran to Natalie the moment to call her pathetic and obsessed. And then Natalie is the one who has to be like, "I'm working. Stop it. Get the hell out of this booth. I'm serving drinks." And Lisa goes, "Shut up." She goes, "Stop it now. There's customers all around." And it kind of felt like a kind of a real moment for a second.
Yeah. Natalie gets all pissed off. She's like, "Tell her that, she's the one that started it." And Lisa goes, "Don't roll your eyes at me, young lady." And I'm like, damn, she's cranky this episode.
Yeah, she was pissed. Chris couldn't even laugh for a second about something.
Yeah. Lisa also says that Jason knows more about fleshlights and penis pumps than the Sir menu.
Yeah, because he's passing around empanadas, and she goes, "What's in it?" And he goes, "Beef." And she's like, "Do you know that for sure?" And he goes, "I think so." She goes, thinking about what if beef's in an empanada is not good enough.
Yeah. It's actually, I think I've brought this up before, but have you noticed that restaurants are truly, something happened in the past 5 years where they are hell-bent on knowing if you have allergies at the table.
Oh, yeah.
Like every single time you go out to eat, they ask any allergies. So not knowing if something is beef, I feel like it's not good.
You're right. I didn't even think of this in terms of just modern etiquette at restaurants in terms of allergens.
Yeah.
I've known people who have horrible peanut allergies where it's like it sends them to go to the hospital if they even have a peanut dust, and it's a huge deal if you accidentally get. What if those are peanut empanadas?
Sometimes, sometimes on a plane, they'll be like, "We're not serving nuts. If you have nut stuff, don't eat it because we have someone on the plane." Yes, I thought about that yesterday. I brought a Reese's, a Christmas tree shaped Reese's with me to a movie from my cupboard. And I was like, I guess that's kind of like risky. What if I got sat next to someone with a deathly peanut allergy? Yeah. But they know that they sell Reese's Pieces at AMC, so they should be prepared.
It's true. But yeah, what if there was a moment in the movie where you just had to talk to the person sitting next to you, like, "Did you see that?"
I'm like,
and all of a sudden you got a Reese's Christmas tree in your hand, and those wafts of peanut spray are going in towards their mouths. It is dangerous.
The testament of Ann Lee's the last movie they ever saw. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, this peanut, you're right. I didn't even think about the allergen aspect of this. That was kind of dangerous for him not to know. And then Lisa gives a speech, as she likes to do. She goes, "These were years."
The best days of our lives.
She goes, "These were years of friendship in the making." No, she goes, 20 is a big number. She goes, "I've heard of 5, I've heard of 10. 20, that's huge." And then Guillermo goes, "Well, we have a new photo to unveil. Bring out those." They separate the huge thing, or what is it called when you do a ceremonial curtains? Yeah, they open the curtains and it's revealed the new cast of Sir. Like, they're showing the world that these cast members are replacing the old ones. Kind of a huge moment.
It's way in the back though.
Yeah, well, it's kind of like if this doesn't work out, it's very easy to just not.
The ivy just grows over it.
To not show off this room. But it was not the best speech, I'll be honest. It was 4 out of 10.
Yeah, it felt like they needed an event for some reason, and they're like, "Shit, it's not the 20th anniversary of Sir, but it is the 20th anniversary of Lisa at Sir. Let's just do that." And the transition to the next scene is a wolf howling, and I was like, "Where is that?"
It was so cool. It was to be like, I don't know what it was, but we know Lisa likes wolves, so it was kind of just like,
I was like, "Is that LA?"
I think it was like someone was testing new B-roll for the first time in Vanderpump Rules history.
Insane.
And so they're like, "Can we replace the Echo Park Lake clip with a wolf howling at the moon?" And I think that's what was going on.
Sure. It's like a wizard.
Sure, go nuts.
Staff.
It was cool. It was that perfect. You could see the big, gigantic, full moon silhouette, or in a wolf silhouetted by the moon, howling at it. It's very evocative.
It's just everybody getting ready to go on this road trip. They're all going to drive from Venus's in a few different cars. Jason, of course, when we see him for a single second, is like juggling a 18-inch dildo.
Yeah. He goes, hey, he goes, I have this huge dildo. He goes, Chris, do you remember when I pulled off the costume of the century? And Chris goes, of course. Are you talking about 2021? And he goes, yeah, look at the photo. And it says, rock out with your out. Him holding a huge penis, and there's a bunch of Oompa Loompas with their face blurred surrounding him. I'm like, what the fuck kind of costume was that? I took a screenshot of it, but I didn't want to send it to you unprompted because I was like, if you haven't watched the episode, it seems really weird. But I was like, what the hell?
Respect to the Oompas. What the hell?
Like, what is it? Is it even tangentially related to Willy Wonka and his chocolate factory? What the hell are the Oompa Loompas? Or were they? Was he a rock out with your? Yeah, maybe it was kind of a fun, like, let's take advantage of this moment, but really kind of jarring to see it just out of nowhere. And Chris goes, "How could I forget?" And then they admit to each other that they're going to go on this trip.
It's true. We also, before we go, find out that Audrey and Chris finally had sex, but they did break her bed.
Yes, from sex. They admit. They admit that it was sex that caused her bed to be broken. And then Audrey goes, if we're hungry, I think you liked this because you've been to this place before. Audrey goes, if you're hungry, I know a little place called the Madonna Inn that we could stop at.
I literally, I'm still wearing it. I'm wearing a Madonna Inn shirt as I was watching the episode. I was like, well, damn.
That's awesome.
I've been there like 25 times.
So what did you think seeing it?
I was like, I don't think they serve lunch at the steakhouse. You'd be at the Copper Kettle Diner across the way. But
Really?
They wanted to feature the cool pink dining room.
Yeah. So was this an ad?
No, I think it's just it's a cool, it's probably one of the more notable things of that area. You know, there's like San Luis Obispo, Paso Robles, like that's a huge landmark up there. But I was happy to be there. They gave him a tour. Which I was like, why are they getting a tour? That's not a normal experience that you would get there. They did sneak into the waterfall urinal, which I've snuck into many times. So I was glad that was featured. Also, Jason calls the goblet a chassel.
Yeah.
I think he meant chalice.
Yeah. He did.
But he's like,
I know.
Not. Okay.
I know. I felt bad for. I'm the kind of person that would say, "Can I have a sip of your chassel?" Like he got goblet and chalice confused, or castle and chalice confused, and he said chassel.
I won't turn my camera, but I buy a chassel every time I go there, so I have like 10.
That's so cool.
Different color.
It made me want to go, and I knew you were getting excited because I knew you had been to the Madonna Inn. They go, can we have the steak and eggs, which Madonna Inn is famous for? And this was a weird moment. Shane goes, what's in your mocha? And the guy goes, chocolate and all the whipped cream you can handle. And Kim goes, if I ordered whipped cream, Marcus would be throwing me across the table. I was like, what's the whipped cream? What's the whipped cream shit going on with you guys? What?
Yeah, what? Is it ceremonial grade?
Yeah, totally. And then we find out this is huge. Audrey and Shane did something kind of fun, like a couple days ago together.
Yeah, filmed a music video at Sir, which I'm like, they really just let everybody do whatever the hell they want in there.
Yeah.
But it's a romantic video. There's a beach scene where they make out, and Angelica's like, you're just telling me this for the first time. I frankly don't like this.
Totally.
Because they're feuding right now.
It kind of made me laugh to myself. Like, it was such an unexpected reaction. I'm so numb to people acting and having to kiss, like especially in the earlier Vanderpump Rules era, we heard this like multiple times. The fact that someone would be jealous over it was actually kind of a shocking thing for me to see. Like, Angelica was really pissed. Like, there wasn't anyone else that Shane could kiss. It's like, you've met him like 3 times. Who cares? It's like,
I know.
And they're being
like, maybe she is nuts.
Yeah, they're being professional about it. It's like, yeah, we had to kiss, and even Chris went on the date. Like, he sanctioned it. He didn't give a shit that Audrey was kissing Shane.
Yeah. And before we leave the Madonna Inn, I laughed because they get it again. They're going for lunch, but they get a tour of the rooms for some reason. And Marcus is like, what the hell? This Flintstone ass resort? Because they have rock rooms. The most coveted rooms have the rock showers. So they got to see those, which I was like, I'm all for them having a full blown Madonna Inn ad on this show because why not?
He goes,
everyone should go.
Yeah. He goes, who the hell lives here? Fred Flintstone from the Flintstones, which I thought was kind of a funny reference. Oh, and then they drive. They finish their drive. Angelica's steaming and stewing. they kind of bond. Her and Demi and Kim bond over how shitty it was, and they become a new trifecta. But they arrive, and this Paso Robles house is so cool. Really cool. I couldn't imagine being 23 to 28 or whatever their ages are and just getting a full paid Airbnb with a huge pool with all those rooms and bunk beds and bean bags. It looked awesome. Like I felt their exhilaration at getting that Airbnb for their stay.
They're going to rip it up. I was curious about if the pool looked like perhaps it was shared to other properties.
Really?
So I was wondering about that. That's what it looked like to me. But so I was like, they're going to commandeer that whole pool.
Oh, absolutely. Could you imagine trying to dip your toe in that water, being the other guest and fighting for it with the Vanderpump Rules cast?
Yeah. But as we already said, Kim not in the same room as Marcus. Marcus is ignoring Natalie so far. And Kim is like, Chris and Audrey have barely been dating for like a week and they get the couple suite, which is like, well, you're not sleeping together with your boyfriend, so who else is going to get it?
Yeah, you guys are broken up. Before we get to the final moment of this, where it's revealed kind of some Chris and Jason content. They reacted Chris and Jason's OnlyFans content. There was a moment where Kim, after making love to Chris or having sex with him, I guess, Chris goes, he sees Audrey walk out of the room, and he goes, "God damn, babe, that is an ass that looks really nice to me." And she goes, "Oh, stop it." And I was kind of like, is that cute or fun, or like, does she like it? And then she tells Venus, they both have their feet in the water, and she goes, "I sort of am waiting for Chris to take it to the next level in terms of romance. How would you feel if like the person you were dating just kept talking about how nice your ass was? I don't love it." And I thought that was really interesting. I wasn't expecting that reaction either. Like I would think of it as more of a compliment, but she was like, "I don't like how he talks to me like that." I would expect someone who's 10 years older than me to like be more romantic at a certain stage of the relationship. So
Right. Yeah, she's like, I want to see his deeper side. Because I've been burned before. And then we get apparently that guy Israel, who I think, does he DJ at SUR or he just like works there? I've definitely seen him before, but there's a clip of him showing the girls at SUR the Chris and Jason OnlyFans video, which sounds pretty intense. The caption is like, "Got the boys back together, oiled up more than ever." It mentions throbbing cocks, saggy balls, spread open holes, and apparently the cousins are like lubing each other up totally in the nude. There's other men in the video too. It's 4 of them. And Angelica's shaken. Demi's like, "What the hell?" They go, "It's linked in their bio. Like anybody could see this." Does Audrey know?
Yes, they go, Angelica goes, "Do they commit incest in it?" And Demi goes, "Oh yeah, there was definitely incestual acts in that video." And I was like, holy shit, it's definitely leaving a lot to the imagination by not even.
It sounds insane. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, Angelica.
No wonder they're, I mean, I hope they're doing well financially off of it. I mean, they live in a beachside Marina Del Rey apartment. Yeah,
true. Me too. And Angelica goes, "Does Audrey know this?" She goes, she knows about OnlyFans, but would she be cool if she saw him performing incestuous acts with his cousin?
I mean, it is interesting that she knows and then didn't, look further.
Okay. So to deflate this scandal a bit, which they kind of make it pretty scandalous by the way Demi talks about it, and they're like screaming and about it. Jason does say when it's revealed next week, he goes, "There is nothing even close to incest or an incestuous act that I commit with my cousin. Let's be clear here." So
I'll be waiting to hear that.
So he does tamp down, our expectations, but they did leave me very excited to see how the cast handles this when it is revealed to everyone by the pool.
Yeah, we'll have to go on Reddit. I'm sure someone paid the $10 or whatever to find out what this actually looked like. But it will continue on to next week. Angelica tells Shane, it turns into a thing. And then we go to that Women in Wine event. And Lisa's like, "No drinking," which I'm sure they will.
Yeah. and they're gonna have this cloud hanging over them of what Chris and Jason did in this video. It's gonna be hard for them not to talk about this at the women and wine event. But I know some Turtle Time listeners maybe have not adopted Vanderpump Rules into their lives after the first couple of episodes, or they didn't get on board with it. Because it's like, why did we lose the legacy of our wonderful Vanderpump Rules for this? But I do think you just have to kind of live on their level and appreciate this for what it is. And like going to the Madonna Inn and going to this new town and them all being in an Airbnb and the relationships that are happening and this OnlyFans scandal, which might not be a scandal. It's all very interesting and fun. Like, I'm not ready to write this show off. I wasn't bored for a second of this thing.
Yeah, it's true. I'm curious how the rest of the season will go, how the reunion will be, and just if they think it'll be worth it to continue on. But as of now, just thinking about it as this one season, it's fun.
Yeah, it's fun. So cool. All right. Well, we, you and I, Amy, we've done what we need to do for this segment of Turtle Time. I think you and I should take a little bit of a break, and then we will come back and recap the second part of the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City reunion. Does that sound good to you?
Sounds good.
Okay.
See you then.
Amy, we're back.
Salt Lake
City. Really quick, in the break time, they revealed the dance that Victoria Beckham did at the wedding. It was the Dougie from 2010.
Very good. What about the Superman?
Well, it was sort of what is that called? Sort of a medley of a bunch of topical dances from over the years. Really interesting. Funny stuff.
It's being memed to the high heavens. I know you sent me one that was an image of Lisa Rinna, but then I got one of her absolutely freak dancing with Bruce Bozzi at Andy's baby shower. That was like Victoria Beckham during her
it's so great
son's first dance.
So that footage is from the baby shower, Lisa Rinna dancing like that.
I love that it's just being revisited for some reason. I guess 10 years ago, right? Is that true? No, his son is like 4. What am I talking about?
No, but I thought it was 10 years ago too. I thought in the 2016 fervor that Andy's big baby shower. So maybe he did one early. Who was she dancing with like that? I didn't even.
Bruce Bozzi.
Who's that?
His best friend.
Bruce. I didn't. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know that. I saw. I think also it's in the zeitgeist again because Lisa Rinna said this episode of Traitors coming out is just like Andy's baby shower. Remember when she said that?
She did.
Yeah, Lisa, I sent you. We talked about it last week. Lisa Rinna said, she goes, if you like Traitors so far, get ready. The next episode is going to be as big of a splash as me dancing at Andy's baby shower. Anyway. Okay. Speaking of dancing, oh yeah, right, because we were talking about dancing like Victoria Beckham. Bend It Like Beckham. You talked about that recently because that was about David Beckham, right? Because he has a cameo in it.
I haven't seen that movie since like 2003.
Right. Yeah, right. I'm not a sports person, so, and I don't even view them as celebrities that I know, so I like have no contact. Who was Victoria Beckham? Who was that?
Spice Girl.
Okay. All right.
She's also at this point a renowned fashion designer as well, and a beauty line.
All right. Well, I think I think that I always hope that I'm sorry to keep talking about this, but I do hope that Brooklyn Beckham and his wife can find it in their hearts to forgive David and Victoria. Now, I think we should move on to the Salt Lake City Part 2 reunion. This thing was DOA. No, I'm just kidding. This was a great part of this reunion, but it's one of those, it's like when a 3-parter happens and you're kind of like, did we need the part 2? Like
sagging in the middle.
A little bit of a sagging, a little bit of a hammocking of these parts. And I got to say, what a flop this Planegate shit is. Yeah. I mean, they had Andy bored by the end of it. He was going, will you just admit, did you shake it for even a second, Meredith? She goes, no. And he goes, all right, I'm done with this garbage. Like it flopped so hard, Playgate. Yeah.
I really have no patience or curiosity for anything that takes too long to be explained. Yeah. Like also the Lisa's phone number shit. I'm just like, Well, when Andy goes like, I'm moving on, and it hasn't come to a head, I'm like, yeah, let's move on because we're really not getting there.
Yeah, I moved on mentally too. I was like, I'm like, I don't know who the hell is right here. Lisa kind of got me with whatever the hell that phone number switch thing was. I don't have the patience for it at all.
Well, I'm just like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, and my brain is shutting down with you guys talking over each other, so I don't care anymore.
Yeah, SMS linked to what? You can do you logged in and the SMS went to.
So that's a hack. You can, if you want to see what phone number is connected to an account, all you have to do is say forgot password and you get to see the phone number.
Yeah, and then you get to call that
seems
person.
like a security problem.
Yeah, I don't even want to say this because it's so personal.
Fucking meta.
I have one I have one of the most coveted handles on a certain platform. If they were able to get my phone number, it would be a nightmare. They'd be showing up to my house. Like, that's scary as shit. So I don't know. It was kind of like, I defend Lisa to the
Masked
death.
men are like, we want at Riley.
I don't even. I almost want to cut this out. It's almost too scary, the lengths to what people will do to get one of these coveted handles. But I don't like the idea that you could find out my phone number, quite possibly, by doing that. I wouldn't think that that's true. And so, like you said, I lost any sense of what was trying to be accomplished. I think Lisa skated out of that one, which is great for Lisa heads. Don't you think?
Yeah, I'm just like, it's like the Frank Drebin was the best case scenario for that sort of talk because he was caught red-handed. It was very funny. It wasn't that serious because ultimately, again, what is the accusation? That Lisa writes nasty comments about her castmates and hypes herself up?
Yeah, but they weren't even that nasty. This is right at the start, so this is good what we're talking about. Angie brings up that scroll, and it goes, Candace Story 7, Lisa, said, I liked Angie until I saw her flip-flop for the rumor mill. It's like, that's the worst that Lisa is saying. That's
like an AI thing. It's like, this housewife flip-flops on the rumor mill.
Yeah. You talk about not processing stuff. I liked Angie until I saw her flip-flop for the rumor mill. Like, what, she had her ear to the rumor mill and she flip-flops when she hears rumors. I was like, that's how Lisa's trolling with her burner phone.
What a waste of time.
And Angie goes, I've been looking at this account for years. I've been following Candace Story 7 for years. I was waiting when the trap could be set.
I did like that she did a sting operation where she wished her daughter happy birthday, and then Candace Story 7 saw it, and then Lisa was like, happy birthday, Election. She was like, I fucking knew it.
I knew Candace
She walked right into the trap.
And Lisa hadn't seen it. It was kind of like, worst case, that's kind of weird of Lisa. I don't know what best case is. I don't know what best case is, but they, like you said, they get pissed. Lisa declares it a prop flop, which I think that might be an internal coinage.
Funny, I missed that.
That might be an internal coinage that I don't think we've heard before. That might be internal discussion, but prop flop is definitely something I think we have to use in the future when a prop flops.
Unworthy of the scroll.
Totally. She declares it a prop flop, and I concur. I think it was a prop flop just by how belabored it was. Like, and I think you concur as well. About this.
I feel like all of this was like off the rails. At one point, they go, "What about Rolling Thunder?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Huh?" And Andy's like, "What?" And Meredith goes, "Don't even bother. You can skip this whole thing. It's they're talking about some guy that I dated when I was separated from Seth, and they're all like." I'm like, what is Rolling Thunder? What are you talking about? It's like, were you dating someone that goes by Rolling Thunder?
Yeah. It's like, are you talking about that Tommy Lee Jones film from the 70s? It was like, it's Red Rocks. And then they're like, do you mean Rolling Thunder? And yeah, apparently Heather has had on her phone burning a hole in her iPhotos for years, this photo of Meredith on a date with someone while her and Seth were separated. And they consider it such a flop. And they're all like, we know it's a flop. It's just on our phone as like backup or something. We've all known about this, but none of us have utilized it because we all know it's a prop flop at some point. Right. But Lisa was trying to accuse Heather of scrounging for shit that she'll utilize at one point in the discussion. But you're right. You're right. I was just like, Red Rocks, like we're not even really talking about it. And then right before that, Andy, when they're really, really debating getting into the nuance of SMS and stuff and retrieving phone numbers, they're fighting so much, and Andy tries and does his best, and then at one point he looks down and his soul leaves his body. It really does. And then he goes, I'm walking off. I can't take it anymore. And it's purely a stunt in a way to get them to clamor back for him, to say, Andy, please, sorry.
It was giving when your teacher got really mad in class and was like, I've had enough. I counted to 10.
We made our teacher cry one time right after 9/11. She was playing what is Kevin Bacon's band, the Bacon Brothers. She started our class by listening to the Bacon Brothers, and we didn't understand the gravity of 9/11, so we started doing spitballs and talking about how bad this music was and stuff. And she cried. She goes, "I was just trying to lighten the mood for you all," and she walked out of the class. There's nothing like it.
I think everyone comment if you have made a teacher cry, not personally, but like have witnessed it happen.
I think
it's everybody.
If I'm racking my brain, it's happened 2 or 3 times, and I am such a teacher's pet. Oh my God. I was the kid, I told you, I was the kid in college where if people were talking, there's this one teacher where they would talk over him because he had such a not authoritative voice, and I would go, shh, he's talking. And they go, whoa, this guy really loves the teacher. And I was like, yeah, I do like him.
He's hot for teacher.
Yeah, but I bet a lot of people have teacher cry stories. They're horrible. They're shocking.
Yeah. The gym I go to has a new trainer that's been doing the classes that I go to. And it feels like we have a substitute where people are sort of like, who do you think you are?
Really? Testing the limits, the boundaries.
Teacher, you think you can tell me what to do?
People are so weird. People in a group are the weirdest people in the world. Like
Lord of the Flies.
Total group etiquette and stuff is so weird. The psychology of groups. Okay, and then he goes, Red Rocks. He goes, that's lunch, everyone. He goes, if we're talking about Red Rocks,
but it's lunch.
He goes, if we're talking about Red Rock, I didn't really understand any of that. And then he goes, we're going to lunch. And then they go this unnecessary, I love when they break for lunch and they show what they're sort of talking about, but nothing really warranted really getting excited about. Angie and Bronwyn are like, Lisa is so weird now. Have you seen her, how she's acting and how shitty and awful? And I knew she'd be mean, and she's definitely mean, but she's also being weird. And I was like, oh my God, you guys are seriously obsessed with Lisa. It is so crazy and shocking how much they talk about her. And then Lisa and Meredith have a regroup of being like, Lisa goes, how did I do? And Meredith goes, oh, great, you're killing it. She goes, what specifically did I do good? And Meredith's like, I don't know. I'm sorry.
Yeah. And then they say what you just said. And they go, they're also obsessed with us. It's weird and creepy.
Yeah, it's getting creepy. They're not allowed to say it. I'm allowed to say it, but they can't say that.
It's
that
giving like
weird.
Cool girl who's like, they're like obsessed. It's like kind of creepy.
If they could just get one more ally, I would have much more faith in Meredith and Lisa next season. They need one more person. They need to shake off someone from that other branch. I mean, Whitney. If they gave Whitney the time of day for 1 minute, Whitney could possibly come back. I mean, Whitney will turn on them eventually at a certain point, but I'm just saying, like, you can't be 2 against 5. That's hard numbers.
Right.
So they're kind of in a dire spot. And then they come back from lunch, and we get the Mary segment for a few minutes.
Yeah, Andy says that he loved watching her preach. They do the whole, recap on her church and everything that was happening with her son. She talks about him, and it's really sad. He's in jail currently, still as we record, because he's being sentenced in February. And I guess he went to his now ex or soon to be ex-wife's house without, despite the restraining order. He's done it more than once. This time he got tased, which I'm like, that's so scary. That will not end well if it keeps going down that path. And she has not visited him. She says she doesn't want to see him that way, and her husband hasn't either. And I was kind of like, really?
Yeah, they Yeah. I mean, Mary kind of explained it like, I cannot see my son like in those circumstances, but at a certain point, like, you're going to have to, you
Right.
need to go see him, and he's going to need to see you. It's not even about you at this point, but I don't
Right.
think she's been able to fully grasp, the circumstances here. But she does say Robert Sr. is going to visit and give him books at some point pretty soon. But she said she said she's almost happy that he's in there because he can't have access to
Right.
drugs and stuff.
Yeah, I get that. She goes, maybe I can send him Heather's book. And she was like, oh, I can send him one. And Andy goes, have you read her book? And she's like, no.
Yeah. So there's a full chapter.
Called out.
Yeah. And she goes, oh, that's so sweet that there's a chapter on me. I haven't read it though. Then Andy goes, what about this TLC garbage coming out about you? This pure shit documentary.
Yeah, Andy's like, everyone thinks it's bad and no one should watch it. That it's unsanctioned. What do you think?
Yeah, he goes, this like horrible, shitty documentary. And I gotta say, I saw the post. I saw the wonderful account Queens of Bravo, I think, did a full accounting of everything. Kind of looked like Flop City, no offense. Did you see it? It was like the 10 most scandalous things. It was, it was like, yeah, I remember that, and that's kind of bad. But it wasn't like I'm fully embezzling and they worship. I don't know. I felt like we're just so used to what those allegations were that I didn't think there was any new horrible information that made Mary. It obviously wasn't so damning. Bravo didn't even cancel her or think about it for 1 second.
Right. Yeah. Kind of old news, like they were saying. Although sad that her sister participated. Yeah. But yeah, Andy was like, fans hated it.
He goes, yeah. It was more about leeching off Mary Cosby and her allure than it really was about them caring about the actual circumstances of the scandal surrounding it. It was kind of like the Erica Jane one, where they just loved that they could get some Bravo fervor over there about Erica Jane, and they didn't necessarily give a shit about the true crime aspect of it. It was just to sort of capitalize on a Bravo scandal in a way.
Yeah. They were saying that the documentary alleges that the people that go there consider Mary God. And then Mary turns to Whitney and she goes, remember when you said that?
Oh, Mary's fired up. She's thinking about it again, especially with Lisa coming up.
Yeah.
And, that's when it kind of transitions a little bit to Mary versus Lisa, because Andy brings up, he says, what about Mary saying that Meredith doesn't defend Lisa enough? That was sort of rare for her to stick up for Lisa, and then they go fully back and forth, Lisa and Mary, for a moment, and they kind of make fun of Lisa because she's not processing it properly. And then Mary decides to kind of go fully in on Lisa at this point, calling her at one point, she's like, you need help. I'm trying to help you now, but you need help from any way you can get it. You're a very dark person.
Right. Yeah. Lisa gets all pissed and she's like, God damn it. And Mary's like, wow, you shouldn't take the Lord's name in vain. And she's like, I usually don't, but I'm pissed. And she's like, you shouldn't do it.
Yeah. Yeah. And she gets frustrated. She goes, or however the hell you say that word. And then Angie's commenting with, I think, Bronwyn, and she's going, look at her. She's so shitty. She's talking to Brittany. She's like, she sucks. She's standing like a statue over there. It's horrible how she looks. And then Lisa goes, I don't know where the hell this is coming from, Mary. I have moved on. We've said horrible shit to each other over and over again. I'm moving away from this. And Mary's like, I didn't say anything bad about you. Or Mary says, I didn't say anything bad about you. And he goes, you just called her very dark.
Yeah, that whole thing, I was like, what is even happening right now? Like, this feels inconsequential.
Yeah.
So then we get to, they set it up like we're going to talk about the flight, which we do, but of course, not much comes of it. Andy says, regrettably, we have no footage of what Meredith did or did not do. And, they're talking about why no one recorded, and Heather's like, what kind of an asshole psychopath would record something like that? And Brittany goes, can you imagine what the last time, last time what happened when I took out my phone? And Andy's like, that's what I was thinking. Although they do have when they have evidence of when Heather did record when Lisa lost her ring in the Palm Springs bathroom. She did go live to record then, so it is precedented.
I thought that was a major bust. Heather was like, what piece of shit would ever record someone screaming in circumstances such as this. And he goes, didn't you do it? Didn't you do it when she was searching for the ring? And Heather didn't. I don't remember her excuse for that. She was like, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you busted my ass. That was horrible. I liked what Andy said. He goes, someone call Akira Kurosawa because we got a full-blown Rashomon on our hands. I was like, what a way to start this segment to reference Akira Kurosawa and his film about not remembering stuff the same way.
Different POVs.
Well, I mean, I think that I want to talk overall again for the last time. The fact that this is in part 2 and it's a 5-minute segment in this section here is proof that this shit withered and died on the vine like a horrible slow death. And Heather and all of them trying to make this the biggest shit, receipts, proof, timeline, it did not work, like we already said. It's just each time they even scrutinize it more and more, it's like, what? She spilled maybe wine on the seat? Quite possibly. Did she pull your hair? Did she not? And Meredith doesn't give an inch. She's like, I did yell, but I'm not admitting to anything other than that. And they're like, did anyone talk to you by the bathroom? And Angie's like, I did. I said, I hope you're okay and stuff. And it's just, I really go back to my initial thoughts on this where it's like, we deal with fighting all of the time. And the only reason this is getting any over analysis than any other fight is because it took place on a sacred plane. But other than that, this seems like just another day while they're filming a season. And you have to imagine that if a producer was behind the curtain in business class right behind Meredith and she heard Meredith shrieking and climbing over the seats and pulling hair and spilling wine, that she'd grab her iPhone, get this fucking shit horizontally, get this shit on television. That's it. It's ridiculous. It's a fully, I believe it didn't really happen in the way that Heather and all of them have claimed.
Yeah, it's just, it's like dispiriting because it's so boring to think that there's nothing there. Because I'm like, so they're all lying, every single one of them?
Well, half of them didn't know it was even happening. Half of them were watching Crazy Rich Asians and asleep. And they all told each other, just like the movie Rashomon, and the plane scene. Half of them were asleep, and it's like, I don't believe you. If we watched, I'll just stop very quickly. If we watched the original episode where they talked about this scandal for the first 5 minutes, I believe that we would be shocked when Heather said, I slept for the entire flight and I popped my eyes open for 1 second and saw Meredith get up out of her chair and that was it. Like it's devolved or evolved so much from what the initial assertions were. And I'm glad that Andy at the end is bored. You can clearly tell he's bored talking about it.
When Brittany's talking about it, she's almost painting a picture like the plane was going down.
She's like, I had to get my seats. They were going to try to strap Meredith in, but nobody could find the bungee cord to keep her in her seat.
She's like, we were nosediving.
We were nosediving for 3 hours of the 6-hour flight. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Flight attendants had to strap in.
That Twilight Zone episode where the gremlin is on the wing? Like, what the hell happened on this plane? The fact that no one filmed it and that it was the sanctity of not recording is so ridiculous. Somebody would have fucking filmed it if this insane shit was going on. And then I gotta say,
it's just
I feel like we were on the right side of Playgate this entire time. Fucking a fucking flop from the start. And then Heather tries to make a big moment out of this because Meredith goes, I don't want to listen to Heather. She's been screeching at me for 2 months. Heather goes, screeched? Oh my God, to call it screeching for 2 months, you just lost a friend, damn it. And you better buckle up because I will never be friends with you again. I was like, that's the last straw for you that she said that you were yelling at her. You were. You yelled at her for months. That's ridiculous.
How dare you?
Screeched? Screeched? Fuck you. Fuck you. You are no longer my friend and buckle up, buddy, because I'm coming for you. And I was like, oh my God, Heather, please. Another segment that was just a full flop for you. That's my thought. That's what I felt like Heather was trying to do in that moment by making something out of nothing again for like the 10th time this season.
Right. It seemed basically reduced to them getting in, like, Meredith and maybe Whitney getting into it about her wanting to see the TikTok, and then Meredith getting up and stepping over Lisa and using the back of Brittany's chair to help her get from point A to point B, and then potentially pulling her hair in that moment. But they're all trying to say that she was like fully shaking her. So, I mean, that's a way more fun vision than her just going to the bathroom. But
I have gotten to the point where I don't even fucking care if she shook her chair. I mean, I've seen so much worse on every franchise. It's not that fucking crazy to shake her chair for a second on the plane, right? Why are we even talking about if that happened that that we're going to stop talking about Meredith or that she needs to be fired, right?
Yeah, I need there to be a dramatic recreation. Someone should do that, like with all of the information that we have, like Unsolved Mysteries style.
Like, I mean, I would love to take into account what they originally said, but yeah, it would be great. All of the differing Rashomon perspectives.
The plane going down.
Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah, that was a new added detail. Heather goes, Meredith. She goes, buckle up, buddy. You've got no fucking idea what's coming for you. She goes, I've been your friends for years. Vagina Gate, Red Rocks Gate, Rolling Thunder Gate, and now Garbage Gate. But now this is truly the end of the line, my friend.
In the footage, it turns into the movie Plane, where they land the plane upside down. Or Flight, sorry.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Flight. This sounds like one hell of a plane ride. Wish we could see some evidence of it. Yeah. Full descent, nosedive.
We also skipped. There was some unseen footage of Lisa goading Jared at that party, that woman Amy's party, where she's like, "Tell them what you told me. Where was Todd going? What was he getting? You said he was going to Dubai to get his ED meds."
Oh my God, yeah. Did Jared ever say it on camera? Because Lisa was coaxing him.
He's like, "I want to stay out of it. I'm in a very good place with Bronwyn."
Yeah. I mean, I don't know this yet, this kind of plight, but you have to fly. Like, what would be the point? You have to go to a different country to get the best
how rare
ones.
Are these
I don't
ED
think they're
drugs?
Very, I mean, I don't want to get too specific, but you get ads for hymns and stuff every minute of my life. Like, is there really some?
It's the good shit.
Yeah, I guess the stuff that Todd needs. It was funny that Bronwyn caught a stray, like in no segment that she was a part of. And then I guess we're kind of ripping. Anything more to say about any of those segments before we get to the final sort of like major?
That just came up because Brittany said on Watch What Happens Live that she was told that there is more to Seth having an affair besides a TikTok that she saw, and that someone told somewhere near her, who Lisa said is Jared, that he said, "I have 2 girlfriends where I work." And I'm like, why would he tell anyone that?
Yeah. I've got 2 girlfriends. How many girlfriends do you have at work? 1? I've got 2. Where the hell does he work again? A computer place?
Hell if I know.
So he was bragging to Jared. 2 girlfriends.
That's very like chair company coded. Like someone would be like, "I have 3 girlfriends." And he's like, "What?"
Oh my God. Yeah, totally. Did you finish Chair Company?
Yes.
I thought it was so cool. Spoilers, for them to end on such a clear cliffhanger to where they were like, you better give us a season 2 or season 1 is just completely botched forever. Like, it was so audacious and fun, and to end on, like, they elevated it to a new plane at the very end where you're like, it was just, I mean, one of the best shows I've ever seen in my life. It is so good.
I sent you and you ha-ha'd it, but I think everyone needs to find, there's a TikTok, it's clips of Michael Rappaport on Traders, and it was like, why is he exactly a Tim Robinson's character? And when you watch it through that lens, it's so funny.
It really is clear.
He's just a madman.
Yeah, eating the food like that was something that Tim Robinson would do at a work lunch on accident that people would make fun of him for.
People have photoshopped like a fedora on, and it makes it way funnier.
Yeah, it was great. Can't recommend the Chair Company enough. I hope everybody has watched it. If you want to just laugh and have a great time, it's one of the funniest shows I've ever seen in my life. It is so. I'm so proud of Tim Robinson. Yeah. To go from I Think You Should Leave, which is one of the funniest sketch shows of all time. Like it's in the top 10 for all time. It's so funny and culturally so relevant. And then to be able to take that same silly, outlandish humor and translate it to an HBO prestige environment And given that, like, what he was trying to go for, I just think he completely nailed it. It's like,
Yeah.
it's the perfect, like, what a great thing for HBO to do is to give him the money to make that kind of show.
Hopefully they still can.
Oh my God. Their company has to get a season 2. Okay, then last, I really wish that we didn't have to discuss this.
Oh my God, I forgot. It's so bad.
It's just so, it's such volatile, awful stuff to have to dissect. But Meredith is trying to elevate her reasoning for why she's so upset with Brittany.
Yeah.
On why playing gate. Yeah.
We must note that this is a severe detour away from Andy asking her if she had a drink before the flight.
Yes. And she said, like, a plane has to sort of sometimes reroute. She reroutes majorly and says, don't worry, I'll get back to drinking, but let me tell you a story that will take 10 minutes of the episode. The story is that Meredith has been pissed off for months, to a point to where she told producers, the audience isn't going to know how pissed I am at Brittany because of what she did if I don't say it clearly. So then Meredith is now using the forum of this reunion to be like, do you want to know why I've been so pissed? It's a story about anti-Semitism. A nail technician in Salt Lake City committed a very anti-Semitic act against a Jewish customer, and Brittany apparently didn't heed this anti-Semitic didn't listen to the story or value it enough to not give a great, glowing, positive review to the nail technician when he asked for better reviews because he was getting review bombed for his anti-Semitism. So then on this Yelp page, there was a day of everybody being like, this nail technician sucks. You should hear how he treats his customer. And then there's Jared Osmond going, this is one of the best nail technicians I've ever seen in my life. 5 stars. And then Brittany going, I concur with that statement from Jared. This guy is wonderful.
Doesn't get better than this.
This is a great nail technician. And they must have not read any of the reviews. So Meredith goes, the co-signing of that nail technician made me pissed. And then Meredith, this is where I think Meredith takes it to a degree that is not warranted. I gotta say it. I really do feel this way. Andy goes, he's treating this respectfully and delicately. And I want to treat it delicately. Yes. He goes, do you think Brittany is anti-Semitic and she's treating you differently because of your religion? And Meredith says yes. That she
He goes, do you think Brittany is anti-Semitic? And she goes, she's been bashing me since day one. She's been attacking me this whole time. And he goes, but do you think it's because of your religion? And she goes, it feels very targeted. And I was like, I literally screamed. I was like, no, she didn't.
Me too. And it's
hard. Like, it's really bleak.
It's hard to talk.
That's bad.
Yeah, it's hard to talk about this. I think that you have to be charitable, to everyone, and you can't negate Meredith's feelings. But also, as an audience, and not knowing this nail technician story until right now, 5 minutes ago, the idea that Brittany is harboring anti-Semitic feelings because she reviewed a nail technician and blatantly ignored the headlines that were swirling around this. Again, who the fuck is reading all these headlines?
Meredith, she kept being like, it was all over the news. I'm like, a local nail technician made a bad emoji. Like, I'm not like, sure, that's bad. You could boycott him. That's great. But to assume that it would be impossible for her to have not seen this story, because Brittany's like, he reached out. She met him through Meredith, first of all. And he was like, I would love to do your nails for free. I do Meredith's and, but I assume it's in exchange for a post or something like that. And then he reached out later and was like, I'm getting really bad reviews. She asked no further questions, obviously. And he goes, could you leave me a good one? She's like, of course.
Yeah.
But then she does go supremely. She is a bit theatrical in her defense of herself. She says that she cried about this to Meredith and held her in her arms like a child, and she cradles Angie as an example.
She goes, I snuggled you and said, hush, hush now. I'm not anti-Semitic in any way. I mean, it's really not up to us to be the moral, like, to cast the moral, lens on this whole thing. But I just think that it was egregious of Meredith to put this in the worst faith interpretation of Britney's actions. And there is probably nothing worse in the world for Britney to be accused of being anti-Semitic and a bigot on stage at the reunion, in part 2 of the reunion, after she just got out there. It's
Right.
If obviously we reserve the right to change our minds if stuff comes out. But I even felt that Meredith, at a certain point, she looked like she had wielded a weapon that she didn't want to use, right?
Mhm.
In the final minute.
Mhm.
It's almost, they have to sort it out in part 3, because I don't think they can leave. Britney leaves crying, saying, "You just accused me of being a bigot. This is the worst thing in the world. I'm tired of being the low-hanging fruit for you all." And she leaves. So hopefully they settle this thing in part 3, and Meredith can hopefully walk back that accusation if it's not
Right.
accurate.
Yeah, Andy's going to have to mediate that one. Very sensitive subject matter.
Yeah.
But it seems like next week there's plenty more. There's the pill popper conversation. Lisa cries about John. Bronwyn cries about her separation with Todd. So I'm mostly looking forward to the Todd shit, because I want to hear what's going on.
Yeah, I do too. But looking at it, I was just like, I don't know. It sort of seemed like a lackluster part. I feel like in Salt Lake City, I'm so primed to be like, part 3, finally, we're going to talk about the one explosive thing they're waiting for. And the fact that it's Bronwyn and Todd's separation that we already kind of know about, I don't know. It just doesn't bode well for this reunion overall, and why it needed to be 3 parts. But I'm still excited about it. But I just can't believe like that's what we're waiting for,
Right.
as huge fans.
Right. Well, I don't know. It's always rough with the reunions. You never know what you're gonna get, but
Yeah.
good season overall.
Yeah. Some would say. I was too frustrated. I was too frustrated with Lisa being the target. I'm glad that Lisa has Meredith, because if Meredith would have turned on her, it really would have been Lisa Vanderpump against the Wolves. Like, you know what I mean? Like, at least she has one ally. It's bad to be 2 against 5. It's not as clear cut as some of the instances where it was everyone against one person.
Right. All right. Well, more to come next week. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for joining us. What a long episode of Turtle Time.
Seriously, I feel like we've been talking all fucking day.
Yeah, I think we have. Please review us. Don't review us like the nail technician, please. Can you imagine?
Oh, no.
Review us the opposite. Do a Jared. Oh, wait, no. Sorry. Do a good review of us, please. And also, I got to say this on Patreon. If you want to sign up for our Patreon, you want to pay $10 a month to become a part of the Villa Rosa Film Society, get ready, because in February, we're doing 3 of the sexiest movies that have ever been committed to film. Possibly. We're making people choose between 3 of the sexiest films ever etched into film. It's going to be either Twilight, 50 Shades of Grey, or Showgirls. And the vote is happening now. So if you signed up right now, you could possibly vote, and then you could be a part of our next Villa Rosa Film Society for February when we talk about the film.
It's fun. You don't want to miss it. I recommend taking that path.
I recommend it too. We love you all so much. We'll be back on Friday. Goodbye.
Bye.